G'day guys, I finally updated my world to 1.21.10. Look, I know that there's a whole new update out since this, but I haven't had a chance to play this one yet, so come along as you try it out. This update brings all new copper features, so we've got the chest plate, the tools, the copper golems, the shelves, all that sort of stuff, and I'm really excited to try it out, but there's only one problem that we're going to run into, and that's the fact that everything uses copper. Since we don't really have much copper, I was ready to start adventuring. So I grabbed my horse and I headed out to try and find a trial chamber, when I realised there's a smarter way to do this than just running around blindly. And it means we can throw a new build in this world too. If we get cartographers and trade them emeralds, they'll give us a trial explorer map. So I cleared a forest, I gathered some materials, getting ready to build a new house for a couple of cartographers so then we can find ourselves a trial chamber. So right around the corner here, where this hill is, I reckon is the perfect spot for today's build. So I want to see this big structure as we come around this bend, nestled right in the side of the cliff face here. The only slight problem though is if we go into the cheeky free cam here, we've got a whole hill in the way. So we've got a whole lot of terraforming to do first. All this is probably going to come down to that path level, maybe a few blocks up just so the terrain doesn't feel boring. And then we're going to push it all the way back. Look, I could probably cut it off in line with here, but I won't. I'll do the whole thing. With that being said, ain't nothing to it but to do it. So let's get digging. Oh, I forgot to unpause my time lapse halfway through that, but you can well, you can't see from this angle, but we've got the terraforming done. You can see I've got a little path going around here because I want the entrance to the house to be around the front. But if we go into a little cheeky free cam here, you can sort of see the extent that we ended up terraforming to. So all of this has been pulled down. We pushed it all the way over to the right. Technically the house was only going to sit sort of over here, so we didn't really need to do all of this, but my brain doesn't really let me do anything by halves. So we pushed this terraforming back all the way to the tree line on the right there. You can sort of see where it's all cleared. Yeah, it was a big dig, especially without a beacon. But if we go into our statistics here, 66,000 stone. And if we run down to the little secret room I've got down here, this is where I keep my bulk storage of all these items. Each one of these double chests is practically full of stone that we have mined and kept. I think the rough math on all of this is about 40,000 throughout, 35,000 maybe. Yeah, it's a lot. And then of course on this side we have the dirt that comes off too, so getting a fair amount of that one. So I figured out where I want the house to sort of sit. You can see we've got some blocks in there for the front wall. This back wall here though, I want to have an entrance into like a bunker. So we need to make this wall big enough so we have enough space to carve that out without it looking squished. So we're at 9, maybe we got 10, 11 blocks here. And then how does that sit? Yeah, I just don't want it to be obstructed by the other build. So I just framed out all the foundations with just some tough bricks so we can sort of get a glance at the scale that it's going to be. So there's that basement door that I was talking about. It doesn't look like it's too crammed or squished. Once we put the rest of the details in, it should be fine. You can see, like I said before, I want the pathway to sort of wrap around to the front here. So I thought it'd look too much having it on that wall. It'd look a little bit too smushed into one corner. So if we have it wrap around this side, we can sort of box this out with just a little 45-degree, well, I suppose it's straight, but steps up one block at a time into where the front door will be, and we'll have that wrap in sort of around the side. Beams are in for the first floor, and this part of the build always sort of ruins my sense of scale. The foundation always looks out of whack to the upstairs, but there's no roof on it yet. So once the roof goes in, it actually adds without, I don't know, it draws the eye upwards and makes it look not so squished, but we've only got, what, 4 or 5 blocks in between those beams? I don't know. It always just sort of throws my brain out at this point. So it's sort of a trust the moment part, but I'll keep messing around with it and we'll check back when I've got a little bit more work done. So a little bit later now, and we've textured the foundation. We've thrown some placeholder blocks in for the upper walls. I'm happy with how the basement's sitting, so that'll go down, but I'm not liking this section just yet. I'm seeing a face. It's throwing me out. Can you guys leave me alone? But yeah, I don't like how there's just straight, consistent lines. So I want to do maybe like a 1 block jut out coming down, just to break it up so that I don't see that. Oh, give me a sec. I gotta get rid of these guys. Did Minecraft change how many pillagers spawn in a patrol? Because look at me, and look how many arrows. There was like 9 of them. Can they just leave me alone so I can just say what I'm trying to say? But anyway, back to before, like I was saying, I just want to put a little jut out there to break up those lines. And then over on this side, I'm thinking same sort of thing, just to stop this looking so flat. We're going to do a balcony upstairs that'll come out and just break up this face a little bit. All right, I got a little bit carried away, but you can see we're finished. We got the little step down on the side and the balcony up and the rest. I used so many shelves for the first time and they work so well. I don't care about the redstone components of them. They look so good as details. And when you use the oak up here on the balcony, the contrast you get between light and dark really just adds so much depth. And oh man, I'm happy with them. They're so good. Just look at that. Look at that. So coming inside now, I've sort of just boxed out the interior into its separate workspaces and stuff. So you can see here's the main room. In here we have the kitchen. So you got the bench, you got the cooking station with the chimney at the back over there. There's a couple of smokers. We've got somewhere for a sink to go in, so they have water. And if we go upstairs, we actually have a lot of room for just details and storage and all the rest of it. And then just out here is the balcony, which is pretty basic. So next we just moved on to the detailing phase. So just in all these dead spaces, I wanted to add a lot of greenery and life to the outside of the build. Something I didn't think about when designing this one here was the scale of it in reference to things like our starter house and these types of builds here. I want to challenge myself to build bigger and really just bring the scale up. The farm in here we don't need, because out that way we have a mangrove swamp that we found. So this is being retrofitted into sort of like a storage shed for these guys, where they just have so much stuff they just spills out. That's completely full. We got barrels and carts and boxes and just everything everywhere. But you can really see the vision coming together here. So as we come around this corner, all the greenery and all the life that this area now has, it doesn't feel like it's just been plopped down here anymore, and even 1DT likes it. The new lead mechanics make moving these guys so much easier. This is one of the best things Mojang's added in a long time. And if we can get this guy out safely, because I've already hit him once. Does anybody want to come? You do? Yes? Okay, and what are you? You're a fisherman, of course you are. Because I detailed first and then brought them all in here, and I've put about 1,000 barrels into this build already. All other job blocks moved, and okay, one of them's got a job, very good. We can throw, right, we need emeralds. Grab some out of here, and we can lock in his trade. Just, yeah, we'll buy a map, why not? Okay, yes, and you? Oh, thank God. I had to delete so many job blocks. That was such a pain. If you remember last episode, we built up this sugarcane farm, so we can actually just really abuse that paper trade, because this thing has been going crazy in the background. So if we take this and give ourselves a full inventory of paper, we can come back here and trade it all away and get mass emeralds. And after a little bit, yes, one and both of them have the trade. Beautiful. Of course, it's raining. What a good way to start a brand new adventure. But we've started grabbing some of the gear that we need to tackle this. So I was going to grab a few milk buckets and some food. That should be enough. And if we come in here, we can grab our horse and set off. I want to have a big shout out to Rocco from the last video for giving us the name for this horse. So we have lovely little Milo here, and it's time to head out. And we should be pretty much right on top of it somewhere around here. So if we just hook Milo up to a fence. Come here. Thank you. Our food's all smelted and it's time to dig down, I guess. Where it shouldn't really matter. We should just hit it if the map's accurate. Okay, cave. Do we just... Ah, it's right there. Okay. We'll be smart about it and we're going to block up over here so nothing can come in behind us. Dude, I'm so nervous. Alright, I'm going to turn off full bright and I'm going to throw a few torches down just so nothing can get us. Alright, that's all lit up, so I guess we just dig straight in. Where does this put us? Okay, we probably don't want to drop straight down. Maybe we'll go this other side. Hopefully cover that. Hopefully we're close to a wall here and we can sort of dig a staircase in. Okay, that's much better. Oh god, dude, I'm so scared. So yes, I muted my mic and forgot to record my audio, and I also died. But that wasn't the end of it. Trying to get all my gear back, I fell into a death loop and I think I died like 13 times. So I give up. Armor can be recrafted if it despawns. I don't care. Yeah, I'm not doing that same loop again and again and again. So I guess we're just gonna go inside and it's time to enchant and craft and see what spares we have. Okay, all of this is busted. I managed to escape with this pickaxe and I think I have a couple of tools in my ender chest, but okay, we have some backup gear in here so we can take that. I suppose we'll take that, and we just need some boots as well. Ah, dude, I'm not good at PvP. I know I'm not, and I didn't do any sort of research beforehand on this. Grab these, they might help. Craft some boots up, and we can chuck those on. This is so depressing. Yeah, so I had these in the chest, and something. It helps at least a little bit, I guess. So we don't need these busted tools. But we can grab our books and our emeralds and we can try and get back to where we were. Oh, I didn't realize how poor I was. We're not going to have the emeralds to be able to buy all the books we need. That being said, I went back to the cartographers to trade up a bunch of glass and paper to try and bolster our supply of emeralds by just a little bit. Dude, all I can hear is a zombie and I don't know where it is. Can't sleep. Where is it coming from? Up? Is it in? It's in my roof. Where? Forward a little bit more. Why do I have gaps in my roof? There it is. Oh, it's a librarian too. Okay, can you go down a ladder? Yes. We need a boat. We should cure this guy. Okay, no boat in there. This might actually be a saving grace. We can cure this guy and we can get cheaper trades, so we don't need as many emeralds. Where to go? Okay, there it is. Okay, follow me. At least he picked up the wood so that he won't despawn regardless, but we need to get you away from the bed. Come down this way. I would like to sleep, please. No. This way. This way. Why? Follow me. We'll leave him in a boat down here and he can just chill out for a little bit. I built this Allay X... Oh, well, I wasn't meant to drop into it, but I built this Allay XP farm, and this is really the first XP farm I've ever built. See, I've been playing Minecraft since I was about 12, but I always played on PlayStation, so it was a Bedrock edition, and the XP farms on Bedrock are super hard to make and just suck. So I threw this together for the first time to try and get enough levels so that we can enchant and upgrade all our gear. That's as far as I want to take it. I don't want to put too much time into the re-gearing in case we die again, but I just want to prove that we can take on a trial chamber without feeling like a failure. So if you go in here, you can sort of see that it's been about 2 hours since last death. We've traded with the villagers a whole bunch right there. This is all I want to do. Our gear isn't the best. You can see it's all pretty basic. I'm not taking everything with us, but this is our redemption. I need to prove to myself that we can actually get this done. Okay. I'll calm down a little bit now. This is our first ever key in the trial chamber. Oh my god. Key number 2, what do we get? Alright, now we can actually do what we came here to do. We can mine up all the copper and head home. Just finish this stupid build and never come back to this place. We're back home now. That was unexpectedly long detour for what we actually ended up getting. Was it faster than mining? Probably not. Did we have fun doing it? Also not really. We learned along the way, so that's got to be worth something. But you can see here, that's all the copper we mined out. It'll get us going. Honestly, I didn't even need that much for this build. I just wanted to make some content out of it. It is what it is. This is everything we got from the actual chamber itself. So from all the pots and bits and pieces. And this is everything we got out of the actual vaults themselves. But now we can actually put this copper to use. So while we sit here and wait for these to oxidize into the stage we need them, I figured what a better time to fill in some dead space around the build and make it feel like it fits in than to add some trees and greenery. And in all that time, it didn't age at all. Still waiting on some copper to oxidize, but I'd like to grab a map from one of these guys here so we can actually solidify this, what do we call it, journey? This experience into this world. We should probably fill out the rest of that map, but I don't want to forget this part. And while we're talking about maps, I bought a couple more so that we can actually get a preliminary starter map of our base. Before we get too far in, episode 4, not a terrible time to do it. So here's the second map being filled out. Map number 3. And the fourth one fully filled out. So we can go ahead and lock all 4 of these maps with a pane of glass. So this stage of our base will be forever locked. And then we have the 4 originals we can come back and update as we do more progressions. So I think I've got them in the right order here. We'll sort of see. So there's 1, there's 2. Yep, we're going good. 3 and number 4. And there's our base. But there we go. Oh, we're going to need to expand this so much. We've already filled up pretty much the first 4. But it's looking good. And finally, this entire episode, everything we've just been through, everything you guys just saw me go through, was so we could put a lantern that was a slightly different color there. It was a good learning moment. I don't think I'm going to blind run any new features in Minecraft anymore. I think I'll definitely do some research, but look at that. It looks pretty nice, right? Was it worth it? Yes. I also went and I filled in the map, so you can see there we have forever solidified in in time where we got our butt handed to us by some baby zombies multiple times, right there. But I added a copper golem in here. I just thought these guys could use some company. I don't really know if it'll stay here. I don't know much about them. We got a lantern there. And then I don't think I've shown you guys the attic yet. So you can see up here we added some copper chests. We just have bits and bobs everywhere. Some shelves up the top. A set of copper iron just here. And then just more clutter and storage around the back. Back outside, we added a copper golem sitting just there and another little cute guy just down under here. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to call that done for today. Hope you guys enjoyed the build today. I'm really proud of what I was able to do with it. Not so proud of how the episode as a whole went. I hope you guys really had a laugh. It didn't go as I planned at all. Things really do, but not much we can do to change that. We'll just get better as we go along. Like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.